Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Prabakti Kahariesta. My student number is A3201500026. Okay, and here I will discuss or explain about my literary appreciation work in by Mr. Abdullah. Uh, my My paper, the title is Meaning of Social Mistake in Freedom Writer Films Semiotic Analysis. Okay, Freedom Writer is an American movie adapted from the Freedom Writer's Diaries. How a teacher and 1 and 15 use writing to change themselves and the world around. This movie tells about the social life in Long Beach, California. Then the writer will identify dialogue and visual images that can be present and describe the social mistake being studied. Secondary data will be obtained through the literary study with reading literature, reading and writing books scientific, related and relevant to the object of research to be studied. When they are faced with a situation when they have to make a big decision amid the acts of those who are still early, the science of education and the cultivation of moral attitude, the guiding them basically social values is the basic knowledge of the formation of a human should be given early. harsh environment harsh environment condition ultimately make a person deviate from his behavior. Okay, an introduction. Freedom Rider in 2000 and in 2007 is an American movie. The movie written and directed by Richard Linklater is an adaptation movie of Aaron Crowell's bestseller The Freedom Writer Diaries. How a teacher and 1 and 50 teens use writing to change themselves and the world around. The movie with the Golden Camera in 2008 and Humanities Prize 2007 award. Besides, it was nominated in Image Awards in 2008. The Freedom Writers tell the story of an English teacher named Erin Crowell, who taught in a class at a school in Long Beach, California. But the teaching process was not as smooth as she imagined. Because the students she had to teach were criminal students consisting of various faiths and often involved in gang or racial riots. In Freedom Writers' film, there are many social or moral messages that you want submitted by the director to the audience. The problem and objective. The problem, what connotation and denotation means to be conveyed in the Freedom Writers film, and the objective is to find out the meaning of connotation and denotation implied in the Freedom Writers film. Theoretical framework. Social value in people's lives. Social value play an important role. Most social relations are based not only on social facts, but also on value consideration. Tube in Solomon 1990 1963 says that value also give a sense of community, identify and determine a set of goals to be achieved. In semiotics, which is usually defined as the study of science, is basically a study of codes, namely any system that allows us to view certain criticize as science or something meaningful by school. Finding and discussion. In the vital value, you can look in figure or my paper or PPT in 40.4.1. Okay, Eringo wants to share the book and explain what the way share with the spiritual value. In aesthetic value, you can look my PPT figure 4.2. The togetherness, the meaning is togetherness in racial tolerance. And the religious value, you can look my picture 4.3. The meaning is the title Eva was put on her boxing while hearing advice. Then moral value. The Erin Cruel gives a smile and welcome greeting. You can see my PPT picture 4.4. The value or truth for science. Erin teaches poetry relation based on song lyrics in 4.5 and figure from figure 5.6 some 203 class situation and condition when Erin taught. This condition can be taught by Erin good or well. The finding and discussion. Director Richard LaGrange wants to show the reality that sometimes occurs in the world of education. Discrimination in terms of getting a good education still often occurs, but it can be seen in the above seen that any obstacle should not be a reason for us to stop to get what is best. The figure of Eringo shown by the director in this film might be a role model for the existing teacher. That if we don't have the intention to give the best for our students, then there is no one obstacle that must stop us. The director Richard LaGrange was to show the essence of the struggle itself, that every good struggle and effort will certainly produce something good. This can be seen from the beauty that is created after all this time is confined in a circle of indifference disability that is seen in class 203. In the discussion, Director Richard LaGrange wants to show the meaning of life in the midst of endless diversity and struggle around us. How the trust that we believe must be our guide and guidance. Experience in life can be our best teacher in managing and living life in the future. Everything that is done might have an impact not yet felt, but maybe in the next few years or in the future. Everything that is done is based on the law of cause and effect. Then Director Richard LaGrange was to show through morality and how important that moral attitude is to every human being. There is no perfect human. Therefore, every human being needs other humans to survive. In the conclusion, meaning of connotation, vital value and goal who has a 203 great teacher about it. The students are not booked because they are not provided with facilities from the school and to be used to learn to write. Write personal experience, poems, songs, and other, as long as students can practice writing better. In the meaning of denotation, the attitude of helping is carried out with full with full sincerity, without the need to be asked and without expecting compensation. The attitude of respecting and holding fast the sense of kinship between races is an absolute thing that everyone has. We must not forget the origin of the ancestor that flowed in our blood, but the most important of all, the truth must take precedence. The fulfillment of knowledge is a key point of freedom writer. Effort to provide education and obtain education should be owned by each individual because ultimate science in, is external. Okay, I think in also my presentation, I hope you can understand with my presentation.
I think that's all. Thank you. See you next my movie or film. Bye 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 bye. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.